It begins on a Tuesday, or what passes for a Tuesday in your small orbital habitat. The message does not knock. It simply appears, a column of shimmering silver light. It paints your cramped living quarters in stark relief. The light solidifies into a face. It is a being of polished obsidian and cold starlight. Its features are sharp and ancient. You have seen this face in history files. This is the Galactic Council, and they never make social calls. A voice echoes in your mind, not through the air. It is smooth and cold like a river stone. It says you have been chosen. You are to be humanity's voice. The Council demands a representative, immediately. The message does not ask, it commands. Your first thought is that this must be a joke, a very elaborate, high-budget prank. Your second thought is that your emergency food rations are mostly expired protein paste. Not exactly the best catering for a galactic road trip. The being's impassive face waits. It has all the time in the universe. You do not. You say yes. What other answer is there? Your ship is not a grand vessel. It is a courier skiff named the Stardust Drifter. More rust than paint, more hope than engine power. It is yours, and it is all you have. You plot the course the Council provided. The star charts bloom across your navigation screen. The destination is a point in space so distant it seems unreal. It lies in a sector marked with warnings. Unexplored, ancient, the Council's home. You are a single mote of dust traveling toward a star. The journey is long and silent. For weeks, you are alone with the hum of the recycler. You watch star-borne dust drift past your viewport. You see nebulae that look like watercolor paintings. They are beautiful and terrifyingly large. You feel very small, very human. You wonder why they chose you. A freighter pilot with a knack for getting into and out of trouble. You are not a scientist or a diplomat. Maybe that is the point. Or maybe they just picked a name out of a hat. A very, very big hat. The thought almost makes you laugh. Almost. Finally, you see it. The Council station is not built. It seems to have grown out of space itself. A structure of impossible geometry and dark, shimmering energy. It dwarfs moons. It eclipses stars. Your tiny ship is a firefly next to a mountain. You follow the designated docking lane. It is a ribbon of pure light that guides you inward. You pass ships of crystal and living metal. They are creations of species older than your own sun. A knot of anxiety tightens in your chest. You take a deep breath. You are here to speak for your home. You cannot afford to be afraid. The docking sequence is automatic. Your ship settles into a berth with a soft clang. The airlock hisses open. The air that flows in is different. It is ancient and clean and cold. It feels heavy with history and power. You step out of your ship and into the heart of the galaxy. The corridor is vast. The ceiling is a swirling nebula held in place by unseen forces. The floor is a polished obsidian that mirrors the star-born dance above. You walk alone. Your footsteps are the only sound. It feels like walking through a god's private museum. You reach two massive doors. They are carved with the forms of 1,000 alien species. They swing open without a sound. They reveal the chamber beyond, the hall of ancient powers. It is a name you give it in your head. It seems to fit. The chamber is a grand amphitheater. Tiers of seats rise into the darkness. In them sit the council members, beings of light and shadow, creatures of crystal and thought. Each one is a legend, an elder race that has watched galaxies be born. In the center of the room, there is only you. Standing on a single illuminated disk, there is no greeting. There is no welcome. There is only silence. A deep, profound silence that presses in on you. It is the silence of beings who have no need for words. They look at you. They see through you. You feel like a single page being read by an entire library. You are being judged, and the trial has already begun. The silence breaks. A voice fills your mind again. This time it is not one voice, but many. A chorus of ancient minds speaking as one. They begin to list humanity's crimes. They show you images inside your head, not of grand battles, but of small cruelties. They show a forest burning for a new city. They show an ocean choked with discarded things. They show people turning away from those in need. They show your species' talent for self-destruction. Each image is a small cut, a paper cut of shame against your soul. They call you chaotic, a species driven by fleeting emotions. They say you are a contagion, a bright burning fever that spreads too quickly. You expand without thought. You consume without remorse. They say you are a danger to the delicate balance of the star-born community. You listen to it all. You do not argue. You do not deny their claims. Because in many ways, they are right. Humanity is flawed. It is messy and broken and beautiful all at once. How can you explain that to beings who see only the cold logic of survival? The prosecution rests. The silence returns. They are waiting for your defense. You look across the vast hall. You see their forms, shimmering, crystalline, gaseous. They are judges. They are executioners. But as you look, you see something else. You focus on one figure, an elder, one. It is seated slightly apart from the others. Its form is like a great, ancient tree made of woven light. And in its posture, you see an immense sadness. It is a quiet grief that resonates across the chamber. It is a sorrow deeper than any ocean. The other members are cold logic. This one is different. It feels. So you ignore the charges. You ignore the weight of their judgment. You look directly at the sad, glowing being. You open your mouth and speak. Your voice is small in the vast hall. Why are you so sad? The question hangs in the air. Simple, human, unexpected. The other council members recoil, not physically, but you feel their minds pull back in sharp surprise. It is like 1,000 doors slamming shut at once. Your question is a stone thrown into a still pond. The ripples of confusion spread instantly. Their perfect, cold logic has no answer for this. A question about emotion was not on the agenda. It is an irrelevant variable, an error in the data. They try to process it. You can feel their immense intellects turning the question over and over. They search for its tactical meaning. They look for a trick, a hidden human strategy. But there is no strategy. It was a moment of genuine curiosity, a moment of empathy. You saw a being in pain, and you asked about it. This simple act is more alien to them than any piece of human technology. It is a concept their logic cannot grasp. Empathy is not a survival trait, or so they believe. The chief prosecutor, a being of sharp angles and burning energy, reasserts control. Its voice cuts through the confusion. It declares your question a diversion, an emotional trick. The trial must proceed. There will be a test, a final proof of humanity's flawed nature. Suddenly, the hall vanishes. The ancient beings disappear. You are standing on cracked, dry earth. The sky is a sickening yellow. The air is thick with dust. This is a simulation, a projection fed directly into your mind. You know it is not real. But it feels real. Before you lies a ruined city. The buildings are skeletons of metal and stone. In the distance, you see them. Two groups of survivors. They are gaunt and desperate. They are fighting over a small well of clean water. The archivist, the being running this test, explains the rules in your mind. You have power here. You can create tools. You can create weapons. You can enforce order. The goal is simple. Solve the crisis. The council watches. They expect you to use force. They expect you to pick a side. They expect you to prove their point. They expect you to act like them. You see the two factions. They are about to come to blows. Their faces are masks of desperation. Violence seems inevitable. It is the logical solution to scarcity. The strong take from the weak. This is the council's way. This is the test. A cruel game designed for you to fail. They think they know you. They are about to be surprised. You look at the parched earth. You see the desperate survivors. You could create a weapon. You could force them into compliance. You could be a king. But that would only prove the council right. That power is the only answer. You think about your little ship, about the long journey here, about what it means to be human. You do not create a weapon. You create a tool, a simple drilling mechanism. You place it on the ground, not near the contested well, but far away from both groups. In the middle of the dead city square, alone. The two factions stop fighting. They watch you. They are confused. Then you begin the simulation's work. You pour your own simulated life energy into the drill. The archivist's voice warns you in your mind. This action is draining you. Your avatar in this world is weakening. The ground shakes. The drill bites deep into the dead planet's crust. The survivors watch. They see your form flicker and dim. They see you sacrificing yourself, not for one side or the other, but for all of them. A low rumble echoes from deep underground. The drill has hit something. It has found a new source of water, a vast, untapped aquifer. A geyser of pure, clean water erupts from the drill site. It soars into the yellow sky. It is a fountain of impossible hope in a dead world. The survivors stare. They drop their crude weapons. They walk toward the new well, not as enemies, but as fellow beings saved from the brink. Your avatar collapses. Its energy spent. You have passed the test. And the simulation dissolves. The hall of ancient powers returns. You are back on the illuminated disk. But something has changed. The monolithic silence is gone. For the first time in millennia, the council is arguing. You do not hear words. You feel the clash of their powerful minds. It is a storm of silent, furious debate. Some are outraged. You cheated. You broke the parameters of the test. You introduced an illogical element, self-sacrifice. It is a strategy that makes no sense. To give up your own strength for the benefit of others, it is a fool's move, a weakness. But others are intrigued. Your solution was not about power. It was not about control. It was about creation. It was about hope. You did not solve the conflict. You made the conflict irrelevant. You did not act as a judge. You acted as a helper. This has never happened before. The being of sharp angles and burning energy descends from its tier. This is the praetor, the lead prosecutor. Its form coalesces before you. It radiates pure, cold fury. Its mental voice is no longer a chorus. It is a single sharp spike of anger directed at you. It accuses you of emotional manipulation. It calls your act of sacrifice a calculated display, a performance designed to sway the sentimental few. It says you are a trickster, a charlatan. It projects images of war and betrayal from human history into your mind. It tries to make you feel shame. It tries to make you feel anger. Show me your true face. The praetor's voice commands in your head. Show me the rage of your species, the fury you hide behind this mask of peace. Get angry. You know you want to. It pokes and prods at your mind. It searches for the trigger that will make you snap. It wants to prove that underneath it all, you are just as violent as it believes. You look at the raging, burning praetor. You feel its anger washing over you. A cold, sterile fire. It wants you to meet its fire with your own, but you do not. Anger is a part of you, a part of humanity, but it is not all you are. You have so much more to show them. Instead of anger, you reach for a memory, not a grand memory of triumph or victory. A small, simple thing. You are a child again. You are running in a field of green grass under a bright yellow sun. A kite, a thing of simple wood and paper, dances in the wind above you. You can feel the pull of the string in your hand. You can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. You can hear the sound of your own laughter, pure and unrestrained. It is a memory of a perfect moment, a moment of pure, uncomplicated joy. There is no logic to it. There is no purpose. It just is. You do not keep this memory for yourself. You open your mind. You share it. You push it out into the hall, a gift. You offer this small, perfect feeling to the ancient beings who have forgotten what it means to feel. You offer it to the furious praetor. A wave of something new washes through the hall of ancient powers. It is not data. It is not logic. It is a feeling. The raw, unfiltered joy of a human child. The council members stop their silent arguments. Their immense minds try to analyze this new input. But it cannot be analyzed. It can only be felt. The burning praetor's fury gutters and dies. Its sharp angles seem to soften. It is stunned. The feeling of joy is so alien to it, so utterly foreign. For 1,000,000 years, it has known only logic and duty and a cold sense of order. This warmth, this light, it is overwhelming. Across the hall, the other members are still. Beings of crystal shimmer with a new light. Beings of shadow seem less dark. They are all experiencing this shared memory, this shared emotion. For the first time, they are not judging humanity. They are feeling what it is like to be human, if only for a moment. The stillness is broken by a single, soft chime. It is the sound of one mind reaching out. It is the elder, one, the sad, tree-like being of light. It has not moved, but its sorrow seems less. The weight upon it feels lighter. Its voice, gentle and ancient, fills your mind. It does not ask about your technology. It does not ask about your military power. It does not ask about your expansion. It asks a new question, a question born from the feeling you shared. What does humanity hope to become? All the other ancient eyes turn to you. The praetor floats back to its seat, subdued and silent. The test is over. The trial is over. This is the only thing that matters now. Not what you have done, but what you will do. What is the ultimate goal of all your chaos and emotion, your joy and your sorrow? You think of home, of the billions of lives striving and dreaming. You think of their flaws and their endless stubborn hope. You look at the elder one. You give your final answer. It is not a promise of galactic conquest or ultimate power. It is simpler than that. We hope to learn, you say, your voice now steady and clear. We hope to feel everything, the joy and the sadness, the anger and the peace. We want to understand ourselves, and then we want to understand you. You pause, letting the words settle. We just want to not be alone. We hope to make friends. The silence that follows is different. It is not the cold, heavy silence of judgment. It is a silence of consideration, of contemplation. The elder one nods its glowing head slowly, a gesture of understanding that crosses the void between species. The council has reached its decision. The final judgment comes from the collective mind once more. But the voice is not cold. It has a new quality, a hint of something you might call wonder. They declare that humanity is not a disease. It is a variable, an unknown quantity that adds something new to the great star science of the universe. They will not condemn you. They will not contain you. They will watch, not as judges, but as observers. They want to see what a species driven by feeling will do. They want to see if your hope is stronger than your flaws. You have not won a battle. You have opened a door. The Galactic Council is giving humanity a chance. The journey home is different. The Stardust Drifter feels less like a lonely courier's skiff. It feels more like an emissary's vessel. The stars outside your viewport do not look as cold and empty. They look like neighbors. You are no longer a mote of dust in the void. You are a messenger. You carry no treaty, no formal document. You carry something far more important. A feeling, a memory of shared joy, a new understanding between the old and the young. You showed the masters of logic what it means to feel. You are bringing home a message of peace, a peace earned not with weapons or threats, but with a simple human question and an even simpler human answer. You arrive back in your home system, a hero. Not because you defeated a great enemy, but because you taught the stars that kindness is not a weakness. It is a power all its own.